Jeffrey Dahmer, also known as the Milwaukee Cannibal, was one of the most notorious serial killers in the United States. He was born on May 21, 1962, a middle-class family in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. He then worked odd jobs while living with his grandmother and also began experimenting with alcohol and drugs. He primarily targeted young black men whom he lured to his grandmother's house, using the same methods he had used on his first victim. Despite several witnesses coming forward with information about Dahmer, the police failed to connect him with the murders. This was partly due to the fact that most of the victims were black, and the police believed that the killer was white. During his trial, it was revealed that he had confessed to a number of his killings, and had even led the police to some of the victims' remains. He was found guilty on all counts and was sentenced to 15 consecutive life sentences without the possibility of parole. The inmate, Christopher, stated that he had acted in self-defense after Dahmer had made a sexual advance towards him. Additionally, the media's focused on the missing black men rather than the white victims allowed Dahmer to continue his killing spree. He granted several interviews and wrote numerous letters to various individuals, including members of his victims' families, which he hoped would help him to be seen as a sympathetic figure. However, many people, including the families of his victims, felt that these actions were nothing more than a ploy to gain attention and sympathy. However, as his confidence grew, he started going out to gay bars and engaging with his victims before bringing them back to his apartment. In 1991, one of Dahmer's neighbors began to suspect him of being a serial killer when she saw him carrying a large duffel bag and blood-stained meat cleaver. His case raised a number of questions about the police investigation and the role of the media in shaping public perception, as well as highlighting the dangers of unchecked privilege and power. When the police finally searched Dahmer's apartment, they found the remains of several victims, as well as a number of disturbing items, including photographs, videos, and a diary. His first known victim was a hitchhiker that he picked up in 1978. He invited the hitchhiker back to his grandmother's house, where he drugged and then killed him. After the murder, Dahmer dismembered the body and disposed of it in the nearby park. From an early age, he displayed signs of behavioral and educational issues, and after his parents' divorce when he was 9 years old, he became increasingly detached from people and developed a strong interest in violence and death. After graduating from high school, Dahmer attended a community college for 2 years before dropping out. In the following years, Dahmer would continue to kill, dismember, and dispose of bodies in a similar manner. In 1989, one of his victims managed to escape from Dahmer's apartment, and this alerted the police to the possibility of a serial killer being active in the area. Over the next few years, he would go on to kill at least 17 more men, dismember their bodies, and dispose of them in a manner similar to his previous murders. Dahmer was then charged with 15 counts of murder and 1 count of attempted murder for the victim who had escaped. While in prison, Dahmer's fame grew and he became a popular figure in the media. On November 28th, Dahmer was beaten to death by a fellow inmate at the Columbia Correctional Institution in Portage, Wisconsin. Jeffrey Dahmer's crimes were both horrific and disturbing, and he is remembered as one of the most notorious serial killers in history.